Assalamu alaikum wa sabayil khair. Shalom wa barakatuh. Great rising. Peace, good morning, how y'all doing? I'm gonna be real brief with this. A lot of times we have so much knowledge. And our quantity of knowledge, intelligence, should be reflected in our quality of life. But I'm gonna give a little basic elementary something, right? The first thing I'm gonna talk about is this right here. Most people don't know the difference between translation and transliteration. So in their studies, they pretty much study like how foreigners did when they actually came upon our communities or came upon our nations and tribes eons ago. When you transliterate something, right? Let's just say, if I'm gonna use, for the sake of an argument, some of y'all use that. Some of y'all use that. Some of y'all use that. Some of y'all try to use that. It's okay. It's okay. It's perfectly okay. You know, before you give a definition for this, right? When you transliterate something, you translate by symbol. Transliteration means by symbol. Before you translate something, you have to transliterate it first. So if I transliterate this, it's gonna say, that's what it's gonna say. Of course, y'all know that the Afro-Asiatic tongues, for the vast majority, are written from right to left. So everybody argues that they say, well, this is pronounced as Yahweh, this is pronounced as Yahuwah, this is pronounced as Yahushai, however you know. But this right here is the way that it looks before you put it that way. Let's just say that. You gonna say vowels and all we're talking, we're gonna talk like that right now. Because it's frivolous, it's a frivolous argument. So now, this word, if I translate it, transliteration is by symbol. Translation is by meaning. There's a difference. When you transliterate something, it's by symbol from one language to another. When you translate something, it's by meaning. So the meaning of this right here, to exist, to be, this right here is a continuation of however you want to have it. So that which causes to exist or to be. Any one of these you want to use. You say, well, that's another name for God. That's a lie. Because none of these are another name for God. The word that you use for God is a Indo-European word. It's a European word. If you trace the origins of the word God, you'll find out why they have you saying, well, who is this right here? Another name for God. Who is that? Another name for God. Who is Buddha? Another name for God. Who is the God character? Did you do research behind that? You think it don't matter? And you think why your conditions ain't changed? You thinking while you're worshiping man that your conditions are gonna change. But the source of your creation, or that which causes things to be, that you ignore. Either which way it go. The same way, if I say, well, in your studies they tricked you and told you that this word Allah means God. It does not. It does not equate to God. Grammatically, it does not. It's actually two words. All Ilah. If you translate it, it only means the source. It doesn't mean the ruler. It doesn't mean anything else if you transliterate it to English other than the source. So what is the source of your creation? What name do you use? And why is it helping you? Why isn't it being effective? You allow your European enslavers to come in, and they say, well, we bumped into Sumerians in Mesopotamia. They said we bumped into Assyrians. They said we bumped into Akkadians. They said we bumped into Sabbatians. Said we bumped into Nabateans. Either which way it go, but this is what they did to you. Be real close with this. They said, now mind you, while y'all arguing over the Abrahamic dynasty, Abraham was an Assyrian. Yaakov was an Assyrian. Terah, Nahor, Lot, Moab, all of these was Assyrian. That was their nationality. So I'm not going to get with you on nationality because that's a different subject. And it's real sensible to a lot of you. But that was their nationality. You know, it's like my father from Kenya, my grandfather from Yemen. Can I say that, okay, I'm going to accept my father's nationality, but not my grandfather's? You know, so somewhere down the line, you got tricked down here across this divide. And you say, well, this is my nationality, this is my nationality, this is my nationality. It's okay. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to go back to what these Europeans did. They bumped into the Sumerians, right? Now, they bumped into the Sumerians. And they said, who are them? Sumerians. What language they speak? Sumerian. They said, who are them? Assyrians. What language they speak? Assyrian. Say, who was Akkadians? What language they speak? Oh, they speak Akkadian. You ain't getting where I'm coming from by now? Then you should understand. Okay, this is an American. Which language he speak? Oh, he speaks American. Oh, who is this right here? It's a black guy. Okay, what language you speak? Oh, he speak black. Can y'all see the stupidity of that? Why? Because the Sumerians don't call their language Sumerian. The Assyrians don't call their language Assyrian. The Akkadians don't call their language Akkadian. The Chinese don't call Chinese Chinese. They say Hun or Mandarin. Can't y'all see the trap that when you're doing your studies that you need to transcend your indoctrination that's been given to you? Y'all can't see that. And it makes no sense. For my Israelite people, I'm going to be real brief, and I totally understand that you can't see why your conditions ain't changed. For the narrative said Ibrahim, or what y'all say Abraham, right? Crossed over the Tigris-Euphrates River. Okay. Now, this word right here, right? It's pronounced as Ibri. Ibri means to cross over. That's all it means. That's all it means. It don't mean anything else. Stop it with your metaphysical mumbo jumbo, your theological construct to think that this word Ibri means anything else, because this family of people crossed over from we're gonna say this is India, this is Mesopotamia, okay? And these two rivers right here, they crossed over to this side of the river. They crossed over. That's all they did. Now, if I transliterate this, the Ain, it has no English equivalent. The Be, the Resh, And this one right here, it has no English equivalent. Or if you're actually looking at it because it's a yard, we can put it that way. This word Ibri, right? Okay, I'm gonna change it back around the English way. If you transliterate Ibri, or a lot of y'all want to use you want to use this Paleo, this Phoenician script, that's fine. It's okay with you. But it still transliterates the same. This right here has no English equivalent. Either which way it go. You see this word right here? That's a transliteration in English into English letters. That's a transliteration into English letters by symbol. If you translate this, it does not translate as this. It does not translate as Hebrew. It translates as to cross over. That's all. Now explain yourself how they trick you. Where did this word come from that y'all so enthralled with? You can't understand the cultural imperialism, colonialism of your adversary when he crossed over. You can't understand that? Where did you get this word from? It does not transliterate or translate from this or from this to this. Translation is by meaning. Transliteration is by symbol. Who told you that? This is no stab at you. This is no shot at you. I'm just making something very simple. Because the language of those who crossed over by the white folks, I'm not racist. The language of those who crossed over, the language of the Assyrian is Sumerian is Sumerian. The language of the Assyrian is Syrian. Abraham was an Assyrian. Or what you say throughout time, Sumerian, Akkadian. Either which way it go. From Earth. You understand what I'm saying? Can't y'all see the trick that they playing on you? You can't see it. Okay. Now, so when you start getting close, they say, oh, he came from Eber. If I reverse this, right? Y'all still can't see the trap. Y'all still can't see the trap. So they got you studying and doing everything up under the sun, arguing with each other, bickering with each other, arguing with each other and bickering with each other, arguing with each other. Meanwhile, you're not changing this. Or you're not changing this. You're not changing those. You're arguing about everything else because every last one of your scrolls was behavior modifiers. And they help you attain a character. So, now that you see how they playing traps with you, I know a man, as the narratives say, right? They say his name was Yaakov. Okay. Yaakov, however you want to put it. The definition means to struggle. Okay, fine. But this is a name, so we're going to leave that alone. Now, the narrative says that God changed his name to Israel. Where did you get that this is a nationality? Where do you get that from? He changed this name to this. Where did you get nationality from? You think because he said, I'm going to make you a nation of people? Now, mind you, that this guy right here was an Assyrian. Mind for that. Now, if he changed his name, he didn't say it changed his nationality or his ethnicity. Neither one changed. When y'all arguing and bickering and your adversaries are evolving, you should be too. But you can't see that the argument that's been placed in between y'all is keeping y'all divided. So, because of that, and you're not understanding that this word right here, Israel, now, we're going to transliterate this first. The reason why I'm doing that because A has this symbol has no equivalent in the English language. A lot of folks don't pay attention to that. Now we equivalent this to a Y or I. So if I reverse this, that's what you get, right? And I'm going to show you something. This word right here, El, as it's pronounced. This word right here, Saw, as it's pronounced. And this word right here that you keep ignoring is a prefix that means he. Now, Saw, translated, means champion or warrior. I'm so used to spelling the warrior out, right? And El simply means power. That's all. According to the Assyrian tombs. Understand where I'm coming from? Because ball in English is when you go play basketball. Ball in Hebrew means Lord. You get what I'm saying? Y'all get what I'm saying? The trap that you're falling into. This word ball. Or Baal. They said when he told you that you was worshiping Baal. By Afro-Asiatic thought means that he started worshiping man. Ask yourself when you look in the original scrolls and translating yourself, who was Baal Hadad? Who was Baal Zebub? Who's Baal Kanath? Who's Baal Aphas? Who was all these different lords or men that people began worshiping? And they told you that he started worshiping Baal, deterring you again from understanding that they made you do this, man worship. By you doing man worship, you take away from the source of your creation and you start worshiping creation. And you can't see the games that they're playing with you. No different than this person. He championed the power within. You say, well, he wrestled with the angel. We're not going to play elementary games. He mastered self. This is by Afro-Asiatic standards. Whether it's any one of them languages I put up here. Israel means he who has mastered himself. So he received this name, Israel, because he mastered himself. Right? If you do anything about the dynasties, you'll understand that. That means I'll write a passage from so here we got somebody's name being changed. Man goes to school for 8 years and get a degree. And so they put doctor in front of his name. They put professor in front of his name. Even on a simple note, they might call him Mr. No different than they call a woman going from Miss to Miss to Miss. Every last one of these titles apply to her through different changes. But they call her this one, she's gotten married. That means that there's a level of development, there's a level of holistic development that took place between here and here. No different than here and this word right here. No different. It's just a level of passage. So, if somebody's name was changed, right? Name definition, name means your character, right? Name means the type of person you are. Y'all all went over. So a nation of people who have mastered themselves where are they? Where are they? Show me a nation of children of those who have mastered themselves. Show me. Show me. At least ascribing to do so, to master themselves, to champion that essence that lies within you. You know, when you look on the bas reliefs and the hieroglyphics, thousands of years before, you'll see your ancestors wore fringes on their garments. This was way before you got the mandate to tell you to wear fringes at 4 corners. This was way before. Why were your forefathers wearing fringes? If you were giving your forefathers, you were giving the fringes to remember. You got them fringes. Remember to become one. When you recognize the oneness of your maker, you know, if I say in Arabic, if I say la ilaha illallah, if I say in Hebrew, Shema Yisrael, Yahweh Adonai Yahweh Echad. Either which way it go, your maker says your only power is being one with the source that lies within you and with everything else. But you're trying to be one with man and give the glory and honor to man. Okay? And you wonder why things haven't changed. 6,100 and some odd years. You're still going from one nation to another, and you can't see it. You're still fighting and arguing and bickering over frivolous things that children fight over and argue that keeps you divided on the playground. Meanwhile, your adversaries, they're not shooting war and arrows at you anymore. They're creating robots to fight you. So, if your adversary is evolving and you're not, that means that this oneness with your source, you don't have it. But the only way that you cannot be one with your maker is this right here. Your thoughts are out of alignment. Your thoughts are totally out of alignment. You're thinking in duality. You still think you got a higher lower self. Don't you know that's an excuse? That's a scapegoat. That's a scapegoat. You still looking for Satan. You still looking for Lucifer. You still looking for a scapegoat rather than accepting self-accountability. You're not accepting that. So what are you going to do? Because times have changed. And Pandora's box has opened up. And we got all this knowledge. And we even more divided now with the knowledge than we didn't have. So what are you going to do? So, by definition, right? By definition, do this before you do this. But I'm going to be honest with you. If you have not went to the wall yourself of ancient Mesopotamia, of Bahrain, of Sinai, of Sudan, of Egypt, of Luxor, of Alexandria, if you have not went and deciphered the walls for yourself, unless somebody else has done so that looks like you, everything that you read should be suspect to you. Y'all arguing and bickering about the white man, this white man, that, and he's laughing at you because he transliterated and translated and gave you the book. Y'all can't see that? He transliterated and translated and gave you the book. from his theological construct, from his ideological platform, from his philosophy. He gave you the book. He did it. So you say you pick up your concordances, that he went in and deciphered the words for you. The same person that says, oh, he's a Sumerian, he speaks Sumerian. The same person that says, oh, this is Abraham. Okay, Abraham was an Assyrian. So why he didn't say, oh, that's Abraham, he's an Assyrian? What language you speak? Assyrian. Y'all see that? If you dig deep enough, move aside your ego, you'll find out that that language that you got that you call Hebrew, they created it. That's like saying, my Muslim brothers, they told you that the language of the region was called Arabic. What was it called Arabic for? The Europeans gave it that time. Before foreigners came in and said, oh, those are Arabs. What language? Oh, that's the language. They speak Arabic. That's the language. What was the name of the language? What was the name of the peninsula before your adversary got it? What was the name of Africa? You have transgressed so far in your thought process that you'll turn around and try to make Africa into a word that came from you. Oh, it's Afro. Do your research. Move aside your ego, because you're going to have to. You're going to have to. You're going to have to. You say that in some thought processes, they say that white people came from us. They say that we created them. Now, I'll tell you something. If this is my child, and he came from me, and the whole earth was once mine, and by genetically, if you're saying that, it belongs to him too. Think about that. Because if he's your child, he has just as much right to the house as you do. So don't get mad because you kicked them out. They got deep and came back and said, let us get that. The words that come up out of our mouth actually depreciates the value of our intelligence. Our character depreciates the value of our intelligence. Everybody's saying, unite, 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 unite. Till they meet up in their head at weekend meetings. Who do you work for? Who do you serve? You know, some of us are ignoring that within the last 4 years, all of our organizations, right, have taken a hit, and y'all can't see it. 4 years ago, you was at your peak. All of your organization, your doors was bursting open. People was crying everywhere. I don't care if it's Israelite, Moore, RBG, Committed, Israelite, either which way it go. All of your community was thriving. Something happened 4 years ago and hurt you so bad now, to now you're only a shadow of what you once were. And your ego won't let you see it. Your ego won't let you see it. Because 4 years ago, they opened up the door and gave nationality to this right here. They gave nationality to this. Not a creation, but a creation of creation. And y'all can't see what's going on because of your ego. It's sad when we look at people, because in my book, miseducating your children is just as bad as about being a pedophile. Either which way it goes, you're damaging your children. We on social media crying about the education system. You should think about that every time you wake up in the morning and drop your kids off at the bus stop. That makes you a hypocrite. We're crying about the water is messed up. Every time you flick your faucet on. Because, you know, we got this overly conscious. We're talking about the water's messed up. Every time you drink a glass, you've been a hypocrite. You're saying that the food is messed up. But you got all of these brothers that look like you, that got all these farms and everything else, but you still go to your grocery store. But you want to actually read your labels and stuff on social media, but in real life, you're still consuming that which is imitation of life. That's being a hypocrite. You're saying that this is the structure that makes you a God. This is the structure that makes you saying that you serving Allah, but you beating your wives. You're you're beating your wives and you're using your religious scrolls as an authorization to say that it's okay for you to do it. No, you're not beating your wife. You're beating, to me, some coward's sister or some coward's daughter, because it couldn't be a real man's daughter, because we'll hurt you. You're legalizing messing with children. I can call off so many organizations where leadership has touched children, but the people in the community says, "Oh, we all make mistakes." But this is not a time to be going over negative stuff. What about the unity that you're talking about doing at a time that we need it right now? Look at our people that's lost. You say you want to uplift fallen humanity, but on social media, you're only trying to uplift those who look like you, or they're a part of your organization. What about the children that's sleeping up under the bridges? What about the children that's starving? What about the women that's homeless? Where are you? What are you doing? And who are you serving? You serving the source of your existence, or you serving your ego? Self-grandizing is horrible. But, that's the term that you use when somebody catch you up on yours amongst your own people. Well, understand, when the idiot speaks, idiots like when the idiot speaks. We are failing in our obligation to humanity. We are failing in our obligations to each other, our families, and everything. How can I say so? Look at the results. You say you got truth? Look at the results. Where are you? Living and existing is not the same. Who are you serving? Man or your maker? Which one? Okay, a lot of you say, you God. That's fine. I done seen a lot of guys down at the mercy room. Well, the black woman is God. Okay. Tell her to make herself stop having a period then. Either which way it go. We got so many ways that what you're giving to the people that's keeping them from evolving can be debunked. You all go over the earth size, geographical location. Oh, it's flat. So? It's round. So? Okay. Get your knowledge game up and make a spaceship. Lead Earth, come back. Then validate your truth. Oh, you going inside the scrolls that this dude done transliterated and translated, and you using his word for it. Okay. Can't y'all see the difference? Who do you serve? A lot of times when you speak up truth, what's truth? The truth or your truth? Because every scroll that we read is still our perception of it. As it was written in the narratives, it's better than, I like saying narrative. It's a reason for that. Wisdom is the fruit of applied knowledge. That knowledge you're given, how can you apply it? Oh, it's 2019 on the Roman Gregorian calendar. I know who I am now. But you're still in the same environment. The environment hasn't changed. People are still getting gunned down. Children are still starving. Old people are still dying out with nobody to watch them. Everybody's hungry. People got double food stamps this month. Ain't real how they ain't gonna have on this month. Simple little stuff like that. Oh, but you know who you are. Do you? Do you know who you are? Imagine the power that a person has over you if you were a God and they convinced you that you were a mere man. Imagine if you created you like you said, and through generations of cultural imperialism, they watered you down. No different than you being dark-skinned at one end and being white at the other end because they bled you out. Who you work for. Everybody's arguing about their way is the way. Everybody's arguing about who they serve is the God. Meanwhile, your children are being reared in a society that does not have your best interests. And your maker, so gangster, your enslaver, so gangster, that he got you saying, I'm gonna sit back and wait till God come do something. Welcome to truth. Salam.